Okay.
Let's go.
Audio Jungle.
Yeah. I really got the feeling today
Audio Jungle.
that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about.
Audio Jungle.
Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go.
Audio Jungle.
Let's go. Nothing's gonna stop us today.
Audio Jungle.
Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on.
Audio Jungle.
So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go.
Audio Jungle.
Let's go. Let's go.
Audio Jungle.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome to another Sunday. And as usual, it's always Power Series on the only show that brings all the power addicts, all the power legends, and all the power harnesses onto one platform. This is yours truly, Samuel Adranyi. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn, good whatever it is, wherever you find yourself on the planet. I'm coming your way again with another episode of the Power Series. Well, if you have been following, it's been exciting over the past few weeks with the kind of people we have on the show. And today, I am honored, I am privileged, what's the word for it? I'm short of words, but I am solely stoked to have the only agent on the Power platform on this show. Actually, I can boast this is the first show you're coming on. So I am excited. I'm thrilled. Now, when we come back from the short montage break, I will introduce my guest and then we're going to have some fun. Stick and stay with me. Call a friend, tweet a friend, text a friend, email a friend, whatever you have to do. Tell them we are live. So stick with me. We're going to get started right in a bit. Awesome, we are back, and as you know it, before we get started, I give you some information on stuff going on, about the show or the technology and stuff like that. I give you info, and then we're gonna jump right in. Well, the very first one that I am super excited about is, let me take you right here. That is myself and my power sister Foyin have been actually featured, will be featured on the Power Addict Hangout Tuesday, April 14, 2020. Make a date with us. Don't miss this. Foyin is going to be talking about her journey into the Power, platform, and I will be talking about when love is formed, when two technologies or two architectures or two whatever you want to call it fall in love, when IoT falls in love with the Power Platform. I'll be demoing some cool stuff using Power Platform to actually connect and trigger and work with IoT devices. So make a date with me on that one. And the second the second thing which is very important to me, and for some reason coincidentally we'll be talking about on the show today, has to do with COVID-19. Um, it's a global pandemic now. Try to stay safe, everyone. Ghana has recorded 6 cases, 6 confirmed cases so far, and this afternoon Ghana is actually being on a lockdown. So just stay safe. It's unfortunate a lot of events and things have been planned around that, but like I mentioned, we're doing our best to make sure that everything goes well. So if you are in a region where it's reported, or even in a region where there's a possibility of it, please stay safe. Make sure you adhere to all the precaution, wash your hands, sanitize, do all that. And please, if you feel sick, stay home. It's not a good thing to get people infected. So please, please stay home. Now, with all that out of the way, I think it's best if I actually start with a drum roll. Let me get the drum roll set up because this person deserves a drum roll. And let me put a clap. Welcome, Georgia. You are live. Welcome to the Power Series.
Thank you so much, Samuel.
Awesome, awesome. It's a pleasure to have the one and only Agent 001. And the thing is that Alan is not trying, well, he's keeping it a secret, just like all the agents are. He's only revealed
Yep.
Agent 1. We don't know
Yes,
who the
he
other
did.
agents are. So it's a pleasure having Agent 1, Georgia, on the show. Welcome once again and thank you for your time.
No, it's my honor to be here and share my story and maybe inspire more people to join us.
Exactly, exactly. The
Yep.
key thing is the story because a lot of people keep asking questions, even in technology in general. A lot of people ask questions, how can I get it? And especially, females.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the numbers don't go in favor of the females in the tech world. So when we have, ladies or females, leading the fort in some of these things, it's exciting to share the news and also to share your journey because then it becomes kind of like an encouragement, something to motivate
Yep.
and support, the other females who want to get into it. So today we'll be jumping into all that. We'll be talking about how you got into technology in general,
Yes.
and then how you came about the Power Platform. Well, if guys you don't know, she has the leading power ups right now. I mean, crazy. And it has to do with COVID-19. So kind of ties into what we're
Mm-hmm.
doing right now. So Georgia, tell us who Georgia is. We want to know.
Can I share my screen as well?
Oh, yes, you can share your screen. You are
Yep.
all on right now, so you can share your screen.
Perfect. Okay, you can see me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, you can see the screen. Okay, perfect. So yes, everyone, I'm Agent 001, and that's due to Alan Chai, who started this special agents program in Schlumberger. So I will start from where I'm from, and I am from a place called Greece, and is in Europe, and is a very sunny place, and I would encourage anyone to visit as well. And I started there studying applied informatics and technology management. And that was because my uncle actually prompted me to do that. I didn't want to. I actually wanted to be a policewoman.
Oh,
Don't
really?
laugh with that. Yes, I
No,
did.
I mean that's inspiring because I come from a family of blue bloods. My dad is an ex-police officer. My brother is
Okay.
I mean, my whole family is filled with police officers. So I actually appreciate that.
Yes, I wanted to, but I didn't had enough height.
Oh.
So I couldn't apply. So then I thought, okay, let's go to the financial
Mm,
subject and do something on finance. But my uncle was quite good at this, and he said, okay, I see a future in this. So you should
mm,
follow this. And he prompted me to go for technology management.
mm,
So I didn't like it at first, but then after a few months, I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. That's how I got into technology. Then a few years later, I wanted to go on and do masters abroad and see how life is abroad, how is to live in another country and speak another language and meet a new culture. So that's why I got into doing a master's abroad. And I chose IT for oil and gas industry, and it's quite specific. How I chose this one is because my cousin wanted also to study abroad. So he found an engineering master's in a place called Aberdeen in Scotland. I never heard of it before that. So, of course. So I said, okay, I will check. I will see if there is something there that I can do and I like, and maybe we can go together and lower the expenses, right?
mhm,
So
mhm,
we did, and I found this IT for oil and gas, and it was very specific. I've never seen it before. So I said, okay, I will do that. I will go for it. I did that for a year, and before even I finished, I applied for many different jobs, and I had some interviews, but nothing was going through. Right, I was receiving no's, quite a lot of no's.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, graduate jobs maybe is too much right now, so let's do internship. So I searched online to find something to do, and I applied for an internship position at Schlumberger. And it was very simple because I had only to send an email with my CV, and I got a reply on my birthday.
Oh.
I got a reply that I have an interview on my birthday, and that was the best birthday gift, to be honest.
Yes.
Yes.
I can see
And
that.
2 days, yeah. And 2 days later, I had the interview with Alan Chai. So the first thing, of course, when you see Alan Chai, you say, oh, who is the interviewer? So I start learning a few
Oh.
things. So I searched online to find Alan Chai and see what is he doing and what is his role.
Yeah.
So I was going basically for IT intern, but Alan had the idea of turning me into a digital intern and working on Power Platform. So his first question was in the interview was, did you know about Power Apps or Power BI? And I was like, no idea. I know PowerPoint, but I don't know Power Apps. So he said, okay, that's not a problem. You can be taught. So 5 hours later, and yes, I know exactly how many hours passed
5.
after my interview. Yes, 5
5
hours
hours.
later. Yeah, I received an answer, and it was yes, and I was very, very, very happy about it because it was my last option before going back to Greece.
Okay.
So I was very happy to receive a yes and start. So he gave me the opportunity, and then he started teaching me Power Apps and Power BI. That's how I got into being an intern. So you see, my teacher is Alan Chai, of course. Yes, I
The
sat
guru
next to him.
himself.
Yes, exactly. So I'm quite passionate about Power Platform, but I'm also passionate about traveling. I'm also a certified table official for basketball games.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, in Scotland we didn't have much to do, so I thought,
Yeah.
okay, I can get certified and help out the community there.
Wow.
I like sharing knowledge and meeting new people like we meet now with you, and of course learning new skills like I learned Power Apps, Power BI, and Power Automate. So I have a few examples of apps, and you probably have seen some of these screenshots in Alan's presentations.
Yeah.
And if you see some blur there and some information hidden, is because of data privacy and because the organization doesn't allow us to share much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have more than 65 apps built right now in 18 months that I'm in the company.
That is a lot. I mean, for one person, it's a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I just have a few of them, but I mean, to think of 65 plus, that's quite a number.
I will reveal my secret to later on
Very
how
necessary.
you can get this done.
Very necessary.
Good. So how I started, when was my first experience with computers? It was back in 2005 when we bought our first desktop at the house. And I was like, okay, what is this? Because we were using like encyclopedias and books to find information, right?
Yeah.
What can we do with this thing? Because I didn't know what to explain, how to explain what it is. So at first we didn't have full internet connection. You remember, it's either you have a phone line or you have a landline for internet. So we couldn't actually use it much. And internet connection came around 2009, full internet connection without any interruptions. So in 2009 was the year that I started fully using internet on my laptop, right, on my desktop. And in 2011 it was when I chose to go on at the university and study this thing. So I didn't have many years to go deep and see, oh, yes, I like that. But yeah, after a few months, I did. And then the first phones that I grabbed on my hands was my parents, of course, phones, and that's only to play this little game, the snake game, and
Yeah.
I really loved that game. Yes, I spent hours playing that game, and of course the battery never
Yeah.
went off,
Died
right?
quickly. Yeah.
In this phone. So that was my first experience of an app,
Mm.
right? It's just this game. This is my background that I already talked about, and it started with my first presentation at the university. That photo is there for this reason. And then I graduated in 2016, and the rest is story, right?
Mm.
Um, so why did I chose to do that, right? And you talked about women in technology,
Yeah.
and this is my mom. This is a photo of me and my mom.
Yeah.
I've lost my mom. I've lost my mom in 2013,
Oh,
but
condolences.
she was thank you. But she is my motivation to
Yeah.
do all these things, because she was the one saying that you have to see the world before you do something else in your life, family, and etc. You have to make your dreams come true,
Yeah.
and you have to follow them, okay, and do whatever it takes to make them true and not regret anything. So of course the quote is from Sarah Blakely, but as you can see, it's not about the position, the CEO, is about the whole concept of
Yeah.
empowering women
Yeah.
to do their dreams true before we push them to get married or have a family and etc.
Yeah.
So is the best way to do that is by allowing them to actually follow their dreams, and either be it in technology or a police woman like I wanted, right? So I found this quote on, I think it was Instagram, and I really liked it. That's why I included it here. But generally, my mom is my motivation in doing this. So I would say we need to find our motivation before we start doing something.
Yeah.
So how did I start? You see here Alan in the photo, and yeah, at the last day of my internship before I turned into an employee, he held like a lunch, and he gave us this certificate of completion,
Yeah.
and a small gift to remember, a few words to remember about the work that we are going to do.
Yeah.
So how did I start? I start by shadowing Alan. So first week at the office, of course, you have to go through clearance and everything, and through some tests. But after that, I was just sitting next to Alan and watching him creating apps and Power BI reports, using Power Automate just to learn. And to be honest, that's how I learn faster, by watching people doing things, and then I will just replicate what they are doing, right? The steps. And also, I was sitting next to him, supporting existing apps after a few weeks, 2 weeks, as you can see. I was supporting existing apps that Alan had built for almost a month before I start building my own ones. Okay, so I started building a very complex app, and it took 3 months because I was still not very confident in using the platform. So, but it took 3 months, but I learned a lot by building this app. And at the same time, I was still supporting existing apps with Alan. I was coaching others to start building on Power Apps, or start building reports on Power BI and how to use it. I was running app overlands or dashboard overlands sessions with teams in different sites. And I was also learning myself from the community, from Alan, from Sain Yang on YouTube. And I was supporting the internal community in Yammer.
Okay.
And also by sitting next to Alan in different meetings with stakeholders, I was learning how to engage with business. and how to take the business need, the business requirement, and turn it in a solution. That is something that you cannot, is not technical. You cannot learn it by just searching online, right?
Yeah.
It's not how can I put a gallery in and how to connect it with data is not like that.
Yeah.
You need someone by your side. You need someone to guide you. And Alan is perfect on that. He engages business stakeholders in a different way, and I liked learning from him. And honestly, all these months, yes, Power Platform is a low code, no code platform, but it's still hard work.
Yep.
It still needs you to focus on it and give your time there. But it's rewarding, like we see in many cases. And for me, it was rewarding, and it is still is. So the first app that I talked about, and it was basically the very complex one. It's incident response management app. So how do we manage our crisis inside the company? So because we are quite a large company and we operate around the world, we have to manage different cases. So the system we were using before, it wasn't actually very easy to use. It wasn't efficient. So we needed to centralize that. So we had bi-weekly stakeholder meetings, and in 3 months we were able to have a product out there for everyone to use in the company. So few of the features that this has is basically we have incident-based access. So based on the incident created, there are specific people in the company that have access to it, not everyone. There are notifications sent based on different actions in the app. So when you create a new incident, specific people receive an email about it. We have notifications when a task is assigned to a person. So we have also role-based access, which means if you're an owner or a member or an admin. And it has been rolled out globally since I think it was March 2018. So it's been in use since then.
So Georgia, hold on right there. You realize that at some point I was like, I saw something, I was surprised. So a little bird just told me that this particular app that you built saved the company a potential $200,000 of system replacement.
A little bird. I wonder who that was.
No, this is seriously, this is freaking insane. Yes, a little bit just told me that saved the company $200,000 of a system replacement. This app, all in Power Apps.
I wasn't aware when I started building it, to be honest.
Wow, you deserve more than Agent 1. No, seriously. This is mind blowing. Please go on.
Yeah. So yes, in Power Platform, you see, you can build something that might cost $200,000, right? It's not just a simple small apps. It's quite large corporation apps that solve real problems. So my top app, though, is coronavirus stay safe one that Microsoft was inspired to build the crisis communications one. And released it a few weeks ago. So before I even realized, to be honest, I just texted Alan when we released it, and I told him, "Oh, my app has 2,000 users already," and he was like, "What? What do you mean?" In a few hours, and then he was just keeping track of that, and when I woke up 24 hours later, I saw a message on my phone saying, "Oh, your app has 6,000 almost unique users on the first 24 hours. That's insane."
That is crazy.
I didn't even realize the adoption, to be honest. I just created the app and I was populating with data and released it, and I didn't even know the adoption at that point. So yes, the adoption now is the one that you see. Almost 29,000 unique users.
So is this an internal application or this is available, for like community use as well? This is just internal.
This is internal, yes, because we
Okay.
haven't gone through legal yet
Okay.
to make it a
Okay.
template.
I mean, I
Yes,
just
but
wanted to clarify that for the viewers so they don't go looking for the app and like, hey, Sam, I can't find it. So just a clarification.
no, yes, no, it's a Slumberger one. Yes, it's company one. And yes, since then we and still rising because yesterday it was only 27, I think, and today it's just close to 29,000 users. So it's still
Wow.
growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really a good one.
I'm impressed every day, to be honest, with this
Yeah.
one. And it has changed a little bit because the app right now it looks a bit different, has some
Hmm.
more functionality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just tell us, I mean, just what you are allowed to share. Okay. What are some of the
Hmm.
things the app does? I mean, just what you're allowed
Okay.
to share.
Yeah, I can tell what it does because I'm not gonna show you a
Yeah,
pop
that's fine.
screenshot
Yeah,
of it, but
that's
I
fine.
can tell you what it does. Yes. So it has quite a few different features, and the most important one is that you have emergency response contacts. And because we are operating around the world and we have more than 100,000 employees, we also have doctors, slumbers are doctors.
Okay.
So we have their contacts in there for employees to be able per country. So the employees can go select their country and go through the contacts and call the doctor or send an email. We have a preventive measures, and the data come from WHO, so it's not just us. They have been reviewed by our doctor in Schlumberger, and then we just push them through the
Okay.
app.
Hmm.
Um, we have useful links which redirect to WHO, CDC,
Okay.
and lately we've added more links in order to inform our employees on cyber attacks because we might see that as well. Um, due to the subject like coronavirus, there are many cyber attacks happening. And we have some IT information in there, in useful links, and a link to the different dashboards in Power BI that people can use to get information from. And we have general information and Q&A, which is
Okay.
basically question and answers. What is what is coronavirus and where it came from, things like that. What is the treatment, if any? So we are answering different questions there. The self-assessment is something that we did in Schlumberger and is not in the template that Microsoft released. And is basically a few questions to employees that have traveled the last few months. They take this self-assessment to identify if they are at risk of have been infected. So then they get an email with recommendations of
Mm.
what they should do,
Do.
like
Yeah.
remain home, self-quarantine. And lately, we have some other features with some videos from WHO or other sources that are being displayed within the app so people can get informed through that. I think that's it. That's what we have in there in general.
Wow. That is. I mean, to be very honest, I give it up to you. That is an insane, feat you've achieved. I mean, I'm just looking at the numbers and I'm, thinking this is just even internal. Because
Yep.
with the way the crisis is going right now, like I know people have called me and asked. I have a few guys I'm mentoring, and they've asked me, can we do something like this so people can, report their health status. And trust me, if this thing should go public, I'm sure it's probably going to be like probably 1 billion downloads within, within a few hours. And that's like, I mean, that's amazing. That's really really amazing. I mean, I'm really impressed, and that's great. That's great.
Yeah, to be honest, we met in the meeting room in January with the team,
Mm,
and we were like, how can we engage our people? And there are different options, right? And one of them was this app. That's how we started with this app. So when you are in a crisis mode, like you said, you don't have much time to react,
yeah.
and you need to react fast and get the information out to the employees fast, because you're running out of time, right? And though then the outbreak was only in China based or in Asia, we still have employees there. So for
Yeah.
us, it was important to get the information out.
Yeah.
And what you need is the functionality in the UX to work.
Yeah.
And they are proven that they work, right? You don't have the time to reinvent them. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't start by usually what I would do is think of functionality as a different component and UX as a different component. But at this crisis mode, you cannot think of in different modes, right? You have to combine them and make them work fast.
Yeah.
So so what I did is I worked closely with a stakeholder, which is the health and safety team from South Lamberzer. So the department called Health, Safety and Environment, and it's a very important department in our company. And I worked closely with them for 2 days. We were in meetings, and during these 2 days, I built the app, right? It wasn't after the 2 days. So the app is part of our communication package, and the question they asked was, can we have it in 24 hours?
Definitely, it's a power up. We can do that.
Yes, usually I don't reply yes,
Yeah.
but I knew that this needs to be done. So I said,
Yeah.
yes, I will get it done.
Yeah.
So we pushed everything else aside, of course, and we focused on that. And we had a meeting to decide what is going in this app, what is the content, what is the
Yeah.
functionality.
Yeah.
So we had a meeting about that. And then as soon as I knew what they want, I went back to my desk and said, okay, this is 4 things, let's say, okay? It was more than 4 things, but let's say it's 4 things. I started building the database while the team was gathering the data. So they helped me a lot
Yeah.
on this. Yeah, it's a teamwork. When you are in a crisis, it's a teamwork. You cannot do it alone. So after I had the database, I was like, okay, I cannot reinvent the wheel. I need something fast. So components. So I used components to start building the app fast. And because we have built so many apps, as you've seen with Alan, I have access to his components
Yeah.
because he's sharing it with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, okay, I need this, this, and this. Okay, I went pick up what I wanted, throw them in, and build
Yeah.
the app. Right. Of course, you needed some things extra that you built at that time, but whatever you can get easily,
Yeah.
you get it.
You get
You
it.
don't
Yes.
wait.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why you see so many apps built, because we minimize the time, the build time, by
Exactly.
using components.
Components. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's why this app was built in 3 hours. Yeah. So why the adoption, right? Why
Yeah.
it's adopted that much is communications. You need to communicate to your employees that you know, this is the official reference for all our communication about the
Yeah.
outbreak. You refer to this one to get all the information needed.
Yeah.
So you need a strong communication campaign, company-wide, and we did it by sending an email to all employees at first, and then we have our main site within internal site where all employees refer to. So we have a specific spot there, and we share information there. So the app is always mentioned there. There is no way that we will say employees go there, go there, go there. The first thing that they need to do is open the coronavirus Stay Safe app. So the communication is the key, right? And of course, in this case, is the subject is quite touching, so employees wanted to go check.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the communication, nobody will check an app that they never heard of, right? So yes, I would say that the journey has been long, and I've done lots of things, but I still learn. I'm still learning, and I'm learning from the community as well. and it's been rewarding because I've changed roles within a year, and it's amazing that I managed to do that within a year in the company. And the role that I have now is quite rewarding as well. It's a great team, and I'm building quite a lot of things. Not just now because of this outbreak.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. Um, and I would say that if it weren't for Power Platform, I wouldn't be here now
yeah,
because it gave me the opportunity to do what I like in an easy
yeah,
way, low code, no code. I learned coding at the university, but uh, this app wouldn't be running in 24 hours if I had to code it out.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's true.
Power Platform, yes, Power Platform give us the agility and the speed that we need in crisis like that.
That's amazing. I've been trying to tell Alan that Alan, I want to be an intern so I can work close with you. So I'm pleading. Just let me intern for just a couple of weeks so I can tap into your how do you call it? Your contagious app development and cloning of yourself. I mean, he's infected me with that. That's really exciting, and I like the part that you mentioned that for you, Power Platform kind of like gave you this opportunity. All right.
Yeah,
So, um,
has changed my life, honestly. Yeah, has changed my life.
it's amazing. And I spoke to the first time I connected with Samit Saini about it. Samit also created like a career out of it.
Mhm,
So there are these unique stories of how the Power Platform have transformed lives. People who
mhm,
had no expertise or had no idea of it, and then changing. Some of them got careers. Some of them have built businesses. Some of them have gone to become like huge consultants and doing great things. And like your app, and it's become like a template for crisis management for most organizations. And this is the kind of change, and this is the kind of story I want us to be telling. It's not for
mhm.
me. I feel that it's not good for these stories to be in the boxes or to be hidden only in Slumberger and only people know about it.
Yeah.
But we all should, share it so people and young ones interested in this, platform can jump into it. That is
Mhm.
amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm super stoked. So someone, another bird is telling me that I should wait my turn and that he is next in line to be Alan's intern. Don't worry, I will be very patient and wait my time. Definitely. Definitely I'll do that.
Everyone wants to be Alan's intern.
Okay, this is actually a special request. So I
Okay.
have been asked to show your agent 001 QR code on the sleeve of your shirt.
Oh
So
yes, of
so
course.
I don't know if you can change the view. If you can change it from the
Oh
slide so
yeah,
we can see the camera so it's bigger.
yeah. Let me just
Yes. So if you can
change
just
that.
change that, yes, so we see it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can see me now.
No, so we are still seeing the slide.
Okay, let me stop sharing.
Yes, now
Do
we
you
can
see me
see
now?
it. Yes, so the little bear that is asking for it, as you can see, Special Agent 001. Alan, as you know, I know this was produced by Alan. Please, I know there is
Yes, it
COVID and
was.
all that. Please, let me have my let me. I wear a large. Please let me have my.
Okay.
Let me have. Even if it's not Special Agent, let just me have my QR code sleeve so I can also wear it on the show. And yes, I'll wait
I
my
have
turn.
request now for another cert.
Yeah, yeah, that's that's no, that's very amazing. It's for me, I like to hear stories like this that actually, encourage people, that motivate young ones. Someone is just connecting me, like chatting with me and saying that like you are a huge influence on him right now. You're actually
Wow.
encouraging him, and it's yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And these are the stories I want to tell. I feel that So there is this African proverb that says that
Mm-hmm.
a child is not brought up by just the parent. It's a community that
Yep.
that brings up that child. So it's the same thing for people that are out there that want to get into this power thing and know how powerful and effective it is. It's not going to just take me. I can sit here
Mm-hmm.
and show all the things I can show, but then I realize that look, with the likes of yourself, Samit Saini, Alan Bryan, um, Dona, like
Yep.
Keith, John, API, like all these crazy guys, bringing them together to share the story actually would help motivate people a lot more. So I'm really, really honored.
Mm-hmm.
Words can express how, we're glad to have you because you are already an inspiration to some people as is coming in the chat.
I hope
Those who
so.
want to
As
overtake
much as
me,
we can do, I
yeah,
believe that the Power Platform can change lives, right? It changed mine
yeah,
at least.
yeah,
So whatever I can to bring people to at least try it, right?
yeah,
You don't have to say that yes, I will do it. At least try it and
yeah.
see if it's something that you really
You
like
like,
and you
yeah.
want to do, it will change your life.
Yeah, yeah. I've actually been telling people that look, this you have opportunities to try this for free. So there's no
Yeah.
harm in trying. You can only try and say, I don't like it, or you can try and say, what? This has been around for God knows how long. Over the week before the week, I was doing a demo to someone, and I just told the person, oh, I did this like in just a couple of minutes. Like, you're kidding me? I'm like, yes. I mean, this is how, and it's integrated with a Power BI dashboard.
Yep.
So he fills in the form, and then he automatically sees something, and he's like, "Wait a minute, Samuel, you're saying this was done like in under?" And I was like, "Yeah." It's like, you kidding me? So for me, it's that excitement, that ability for people with technically no coding background, and for the people that feel intimidated.
We don't need to be technically to start
Yeah,
learning Power Platform, not at all.
yeah, yeah. So hey guys, I mean, this is Agent One. I am not an agent. She's a special agent. So you heard it from a special agent. I mean, if she has been able to transform her life, it's the thing that's brought her this far. You can do it. I keep telling people, look around you, your businesses, your organizations. There are a lot of manual processes or paper
Mm-hmm.
processes that you can just start with. Like Alan said, start small. Start automating that very simple request form. That very simple
Yeah.
thing that people use on the regular that is cumbersome to do. And by the time you know it, you're building a complete system that you'll be amazed the number of people who are using it internally. So it is
Yes.
it is
Exactly.
it is actually very intriguing. Georgia, do you have any demo for us? Do you have any demo for
Demo.
us? Do you have any demo for us? Do you have any demo for us? Do you have any demo for us? Do you have any
I
demo for
cannot
us?
share demo because of the legal
Legal
point of
stuff.
view,
Okay.
right? Yes,
Okay.
that's why I cannot share much on that front.
Yeah.
Um, when we get the legal approval, yes,
Clearance.
we can share more. Yes,
Okay.
when we get that, we will be able to share more. But at this moment, we cannot share much on the technical part,
That is, I mean, that
unfortunately.
that alone, it's amazing because even if you don't show the demo, there's things you mentioned. One of the key takeaways here is the use of components, and
Mm,
it's come up a
yeah.
couple of times, with people I've interviewed and stuff I have done. So I'm hoping, I don't know, I'm hoping to. I'll do something on Friday on the Friday show and show you guys
Okay.
how to do components. And maybe if Georgia is free, I can just pull her in, and then we can probably
Hmm.
per program just have a few of us online, and then just build a simple component and stream for people to see how that happens, because it's a time saver. And like you're saying, if you
Yep.
have like component built and you have to build an app, yes, once you have the components, your headers and your branding and all that, you can easily put stuff together in like under an hour or two, or maybe probably three, and then you have a
Exactly.
functioning application.
And
So
you don't have
Georgia,
to go and do
mhm,
all the complex things, right? You can start simple.
yeah,
That's the,
start
that's
simple.
the main thing. Power Platform
Yeah,
is to start simple, is not to do
yeah.
all the complex stuff. Then you go on and do the complex. But if you start simple, you will see the beauty of it.
Yeah. So guys, start simple. Don't stress it. Start simple. If you just joined us, well, you missed a lot, but don't worry. After the show, it's on demand on our YouTube and our Mixer channels. You can go there and watch the full, the full episode. We've been talking to Georgia. She's currently, I think, a digital analyst at Schlumberger, but she is a power addict, and she is the
Exactly.
world's first special agent. As you can
Agent.
see, Agent 001. And this is from M himself, and we don't know who M
Oh,
is. We don't know
no.
who M is, but whoever M is, please unveil the other agent. I hope to be Agent 007 because I like the number 7. So I wish to be Agent 0. So if M, you are listening and you're watching, please just keep putting people in front of me till it's 7, and then I can be Agent 7. I can be the 007. But hey, it's been it's been it's oh, I think your sister is watching. Vicky says
Oh no.
congratulations. Vicky says congratulations. So I should tell you that congrats. And yes, we are very proud of her. She's made, her people, proud. She's made, the female, team very proud because not a lot of ladies coming to it and, come this far. I mean, I see you as, a champion. I see you as the next big thing
Thank
that could
you.
happen, to the tech ecosystem and to the females in tech or women empowerment. I mean, it's just not coincidental. A couple of days ago was Women in Tech celebrating them. So today, I want to use this opportunity to celebrate you for the amazing person
Thank
you
you.
are, for all the great things you're doing. I know that thanks to Alan, he's infected all of us. We know that you're going to create about 20 or more of yourself, to keep this thing going. And
Yep, I'm already on it.
I keep telling people that you learn, let's take it this way. If you learn this, if you learn this tool, all right, and then you intend, you probably go go teach two people or even just one person, and you tell them, you have to pay it forward. Also, teach another person. By the time we're empowering a lot of people, to have that
Hmm.
ability to create things like this in a short amount of time. We are very, 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 very grateful for your time. Is there any
I wanna
last
say
words you
thank
have?
you.
Yep.
I wanna say thank you to you because what you're doing is inspiring and motivates lots of people. And even if we just empower one person in this world to
Yeah.
change their lives, that's all it takes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So thank
amazing.
you so much for your show. Yeah.
Thank you for honoring. And I want to say this. I know Brian is listening. I know Alan is watching. I know they are all watching. I don't know. I know we have the power addict hangout. We have that on a monthly basis. I
Yep.
know
I
we do
was going
have
to
that.
mention that.
Yeah, I know we have that. But I was hoping that we could probably jump on, one of these days, kind of like for a hackathon or something, and kind of like a
Mm-hmm.
discussion and have people ask specific questions and then we answer it like live. I mean, just have all of us on it. Because I know the Power Hangout is not really, a Q&A session. It's mostly about, they brought the expertise, like they're telling us something, the guests are telling us something for that hangout. But it would be cool to have, Brian, Alan, Donna, yourself, Summit, all these champions on so that we can kind of like interact with them and see, just have a peek into them. But we are
Mm-hmm.
very, very, very grateful, Georgia, grateful for your time. It was an amazing, period. And
Thank
as
you.
always, yes, and as always, I try to unveil who we have, for the
Okay.
next episode.
Okay.
So,
I'm curious.
yes. Well, well, I
No.
I was, I was keeping it a secret up until a little bird told me that no, I don't think you should be keeping it a secret. I think you should be, publicizing it more because
Mhm.
one of the things that I got was people do not really hear about it more. But I don't know how Georgia you're going to see this, but so, for the viewers, the next person coming on the show is Vivek, the
Oh
API guy
yeah.
himself. I think it deserves an applause. Yeah,
Yes, of course it
yeah,
is there. Yay.
yeah. So yeah, so if you're watching next episode of the Power series, we're gonna have the API guy himself. So Vivek is coming on the show. We're going to be talking about a lot of APIs, using APIs to the Power Platform,
Mhm.
how to connect with external data and all that. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you tell a friend. You go watch the episode. We're always open for suggestions. Just tell us what you want to see on the show. If it means bringing Georgia back to do a hands-on thing, we can do it. I'm actually thinking of doing something like that. So, with the
Yeah.
corona, with the sorry, the outbreak in Ghana right now, I'm trying to do a social intervention thing where anyone who is interested in helping build a community application so we can help report this thing, I'm open. So, in the coming week, which is tomorrow, I'll be people, anyone who is interested should connect with me. So, I will be actually chatting with you
Count
on
me
the
in. Yeah.
side. Yeah, so I mean, things that are have legal clearing, maybe it's just things you did that we can that can help us to build it. The idea is to make it public so that a
Hmm.
lot more people can use it, because as of now the template is only accessible by organizations, not. So we're trying to
Yes.
see how individuals, even those learning to use power apps, can do that. So yeah. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you too.
Um,
And I would
and
say to everyone to check the Power Addicts Hangout next month,
yes, yes.
right?
Actually, you know what?
Yes.
Let me bring it back
Because there is
again.
another you and another lady that I like a
Yes,
lot.
yes,
For
yes.
you.
Yes, that's Foyin. And hey, Foyin, I know you do the watching. She's an amazing lady in Nigeria. She's just like me. She's just also pushing the whole power platform in Nigeria like nobody's business. So I call her my
Yes.
power sister. She's my sister in crime. We cook up a lot of power things in the background. We hit you with it. So Ghana, Nigeria, these are yours truly, people pushing it. So watch out for us next hangout, April
Hmm.
14th. She'll be doing something on her story to the power. Yes, my power sister, Brian. So she'll be doing something on her journey into the power platform. And I'll be talking about the love story when IoT falls in love with the
Mm.
power platform. And
Oh,
just, the
okay.
love that is made. So, yes, and Dawood too. Yes, Dawood too. I'll feature him on one of the shows. So, yeah, there's a lot coming. There's a lot coming up. Yeah, Dawood was with me at the Power Platform Bootcamp. So, again, we are very, very honored to have Georgia. I mean,
I
we'll
am
leave
honored
you,
too.
we'll leave you to go rest. But thank you very much. And like I said, I'll connect with you, and then we'll have some conversations about, the app we're trying to do for the public.
Yes.
So, thank you very much. We are blessed and
Thank you
privileged to
too.
have you.
And have a nice night or morning wherever
It's
you are.
actually exactly. So thank you very much, and we'll definitely connect again.
Yes, definitely. It
Awesome.
was nice having you.
Thank you, Georgia. Awesome. All right, bye.
Mm.
Okay, people. So that was Georgia. Amazing. I'm sure you are motivated, you're encouraged right now. If you're not, I don't know what to tell you. But hey, make a date with us next week as the API guy is coming through the show. This has been an amazing one. It's an amazing one. It's an amazing show. Forgive me. I'm smiling and laughing a lot because I'm seeing what's happening in the chat right now, and I see Brian, Brian, and the rest, battling it out there. But hey, this has been another very interesting, very educative, and very motivational session on the Power series. Like we say, knowledge, is like the baobab tree. No one arm can encompass it. So when you learn something, share it. Build close of yourself. Share your knowledge. And you never know how far that is going to go. So when you leave this planet, you've left a legacy for people to follow. So this has been yours truly, Samuel, joining with another episode of the Power Series. Make it there with me next week as we bring the API guy. Until then, please stay safe. The virus is in town. Stay safe, follow the precautions, stay home if you feel sick. Let's fight this, and let's beat this. Until then, yours truly, Samuel Adrani. I am out.